Thank you so much, Paul, for the introduction. I'm so excited. I'm excited to be part of this webinar. And this is put together by RIC Canada. I represent RIC here in Ghana.
No, please, we can't see you. We can't see you.
Before I get the ball rolling, I would like to just introduce a bit of. I have a little challenge with my camera, so please pardon me with that. I think I have an image there, if that would do. Hello?
Yes, that's fine.
As I was saying, Ezekiel is our facilitator. Ezekiel is an interpreter. Okay. Ezekiel is an entrepreneur, a banker with Standard Chartered Bank, and a very seasoned network marketer. I'm sure most of us know Ezekiel, and I would like to invite him at this point to say hello and say some few words. So Ezekiel, please come on this.
Okay, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I hope everybody's excited and happy to be here, because we are here to learn, to share information, and then be able to jump on the occasion that is presenting itself for us to be able to resettle in Canada and chase our dreams, because you have a dream, you have a goal, and the only thing you can do is to work hard at it. And this is an information session that we are having with company, very, very dear consultant Lillian is going to take us through a very, very informative session where you will learn almost all that you need to be able to take the step, and she's going to guide you also so that you don't have any difficulty in resettling in Canada. So if you are here, I think it is the best place to be. And I would encourage you to also, if you can invite somebody to also join, such that the person does not, will not be left out. So if you are here, it is actually God's grace that has brought you here. So you should be excited because you are going to learn a lot. Okay, so that's the very little I want to say at this moment. So enjoy the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ezekiel. Before we go to the video, I think we would have to play the video back again. Before that comes up, I would talk a little bit about Lilia. Lilia is the CEO of Resettle in Canada, and she's the immigration. It's a Canadian immigration and citizenship company based in Canada. Lilia is a regulated Canadian immigration consultant with several years of experience working with people going to Canada. She prides herself as a diligent, articulate professional and an authorized representative of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, Citizenship Act, Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada, that is IRCC, and the other representative government regulations of Canada. At Resettle in Canada, we understand that the Canadian immigration laws can be complex and changes frequently to protect the integrity of the system while accommodating the present needs of the Canadian society. Lilia has 4 postgraduate degrees and received many recognitions for her. While Lilia, before Ella will come back to talk much more into details into going to Canada. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Selena. I'm just going to play the video and then we can dive into the presentation afterwards, okay?
Canada is a very inclusive and family-friendly country, always welcoming talents from around the world. If your environment is slowing you down, Canada may be a better place for you. Canada has very good schools, healthcare, jobs, and security. Canada has lots of opportunities for young families and hardworking professionals. If you don't like your situation or your results, then try do something about it. Only turn it around. You are a reflection of the choices you make. To resettle in Canada is always an option. You can live your life with drive. Live like a victor and not a victim. Be motivated. Be inspired. Make a success of the opportunities in front of you. Stop procrastinating. Write the exam, fill the forms, pay the dues, do whatever is required to help you move forward. Make the best of today to help you shape your tomorrow. Yesterday is gone. No past disappointments can hold you back. No excuse is good enough. It's just another distraction. Refuse to procrastinate. If your dream life is to be in Canada, then go on to resettleInCanada.com. Don't just come to Canada, but be successful in Canada. Make a success of your life wherever you find yourself. Make the best of it. Get a good job, get a good education, and much more. Keep meditating on these words and eventually you will become a better person. Our entire team will like to see you succeed. We wish you a brighter future. Get more information on resettleincanada.com. Resettle in Canada is always searching for the best and brightest to resettle in Canada.
Okay, so welcome everybody. Thank you, Selena, Ezekiel, Paul, for that introduction. A special greetings to everyone who made this webinar today possible. And thank you. I hope you're all enjoying your weekend and you all are all keeping safe in the midst of the pandemic. So today, I'm sure if you've not heard about Resettle in Canada, that small video or that short clip that you just watched, which we had to play twice, will give you like a brief overview of what we do. You can also go to our website, resettleincanada.com, and that will give you a highlight of the kind of services that we provide. So today we're going to talk about a lot of things. So first, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about express entry. You've had friends who've come to Canada to visit, or they've come here to study, right? So amongst the most popular ones that you've heard, the labor market, they're always opening up new programs, adding to the existing immigration programs and removing some programs. That way we have a balanced immigration system. So they review the labor market from time to time and then see if there are skills that they need in high demand. And that is how they craft an immigration program for prospective foreign people who want to come into Canada. So you can come to Canada either on a temporary basis or a permanent basis. Temporary in the sense you're just coming here to visit or you're coming here to study, and after that you go back to your home country. Or if you want to come permanently, then we're looking at programs like the skilled worker, the trades program. If you want to come in as a business investor, you want to come here to invest, maybe you run a business back home and you want to channel that kind of business here. That's something that's a pathway to. Or if you're geared towards more in the agricultural sector, so you want to come here as a farm manager or as a farm worker, there's an agri-food pilot program. There's also a startup program for people who are in the cultural or athletic industry, or a caregiver. So under the caregiver program, we have people who want to come here to care for children or for seniors, the elderly. So as I said, there are a lot of immigration programs. That's why when we get a client who is interested in coming to Canada or a prospect, we first of all conduct an eligibility assessment. It's from that eligibility assessment that we then conduct a consultation session, because each individual is different, right? We all have different skills. We all have different skill sets. So what might work for prospect A might not be the same thing that will work for another person. So that is why we do that consultation session, so that we can channel and advise and recommend the best immigration program that can work for that person. So today's agenda, we're going to talk briefly about Resettle in Canada, who we are, what we are all about, our vision, mission statement, and then we dive into the difference between representatives. So there are different types of representatives. We have the authorized and the unauthorized. Like everybody wants to go to Canada for one reason or the other. So you would understand today what are the benefits of living in Canada, what are things that you would have access to that you don't have access back where you are today. We'll talk a little bit about some immigration programs and the Resettle in Canada advantage, the kind of services we offer, what are we bringing to the table, and how you can utilize those. So Selena talked briefly about my profile. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, is someone trying to talk? Okay, so Selena talked briefly about my profile. So over the years, we've had our clients rate us on different skill sets. And the ratings that you see here to the right are the feedback that we got back from them. So in terms of immigration law, we were rated 95%, communications 97%, advocacy 95%, detail orientation. The lead immigration consultant at Resettle in Canada. And what we do is more of immigration and education. So if you want to come here to school, if you want to come here to attain your permanent residency and then transition to become a citizen. So like Selena said, I have 4 college and university education. And over the years, I've been nominated and received various awards. As an immigration consultant, I'm bound by the code of ethics, so I'm bound to maintain confidentiality. And so when I conduct consultation sessions with prospect or prospective client, I always encourage them to be open. When we ask questions like, have you ever visited Canada, or have you ever been refused visa any part of the world? It's important that you're open and you're transparent when we ask such questions, because if you don't tell us the truth, we go with what you've told us, and the visa officer would catch it, because we share database across all countries, right? So don't be afraid to open up to your immigration consultant, because we're actually working for you, not against you. So I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, and what that means is that I'm authorized by Immigration and Citizenship Canada and Council to advise clients and to be their authorized rep on their application, make submissions on their behalf to the government of Canada, and as well charge a fee for that, right? So I'm a member of the Canadian Association of Professional Immigration Consultants, and I've had the opportunity to work for both the private and public sector. So right now, we're working with local agents and partners in various countries. Selena, who did the introduction, she's our immigration agent for Resettle in Canada in Ghana. So Resettle in Canada, like I mentioned before, we are based in Canada and a province called Ontario. And so part of our vision statement is that we want to be a trusted and reliable immigration professional firm, that is committed to helping our clients and the general public through advocacy and professional expertise. So we're bringing our expertise to the table. We're advising clients on the best immigration program that will suit their profile, and making strong submissions as well on their behalf to the government of Canada, so that when the visa officers review it, there's no room for errors or mistakes. You know, we wear the cap of the visa officers. We know what they're looking for, and that has helped us in making strong applications. Part of our mission statement is that we want to professionally process different applications and representations in the best interest of our clients. And from time to time, as an immigration consultant, and even for us at Resettle in Canada, we are continuously improving our knowledge base. Like as you know, immigration can be complex, and they're always adding and eliminating programs. So we have to bring ourselves up to speed, you know, with the various changes that are going on in the industry. Our core values lies on transparency, commitment, professional development. And so when we take a client is not just a number, it's not just a file number. We follow up with our client. We ensure that we're being detail oriented in everything that we do. Our core services are centered on temporary residents, permanent residents, and settlement services, meaning that even when you get your permanent resident, or even if you come into Canada just to visit, you need to be able to integrate and settle well in Canada, right? So you will need basic things like rentals, or if you're buoyant enough to buy a house outrightly, or if you have to prepare your resume to start looking for jobs, those are part of the settlement services that we provide. So the term representative can be loosely used, and it's important today that everyone on this webinar understand the difference between an authorized representative and an unauthorized representative. And so that's what this next session is all about. If you have to use the services of an immigration consultant, you can always do a Google search. Just go to ICCRC.ca. That is the Canadian government database of all immigration professionals. You can look them up, you know, are they in active standing? Or is their names on that list? If you don't find their names, just know that whoever you're talking to is not an authorized immigration consultant. So you want to make sure they're in good standing, they're active on that database. So like I mentioned, who are the authorized representatives? They're regulated by Immigration and Citizenship Canada to represent clients on immigration matters. And so they're competent on immigration matters. They go through rigorous trainings, and just to make sure that they're up to speed, they know immigration law, they know what the officers are looking for, they make strong applications for their clients, they're an advocate for their clients. And for that services, they're permitted to charge a fee for that. Unauthorized representative, on the other hand, they're fraudulent individuals. They just open stores, they make YouTube videos, and they start selling packages, you know, to people, vulnerable people, promising them job offers and making false promises, so they can take the form of a YouTuber, a social media influencer, just to get money from people. So they are not authorized to give advice on immigration matters. What they are actually doing is fraudulent, and the government of Canada is going after such people and to impose penalty on them. So like I said, you can always check on ICCRC.ca, that's a government database, to check if the person you're talking to is an authorized representative or not. So if you go on the page, you have the option to put in either the individual's name or the name of the company. And when you hit the search button, it will display in a grid form if that person is authorized or not. If the person is authorized, the name will show on that list, otherwise it won't show, and that's how you know you're speaking to an unauthorized representative. So a lot of people, I've heard stories about from a lot of people that come to our company and to our office, and they tell us that they use so person to submit a previous application, and now we're trying, and they receive a refusal, and now they want to retain our services to try and overturn the refusal decision. So what we've seen in the past is that those who use unauthorized immigration consultant, or who do it themselves application, we see a 20% positive result compared to those who actually hire an authorized immigration consultant or Canadian trusted lawyers or trained lawyers. They actually receive a 70% positive result. So who would you rather choose to represent you on your application? Is it to an unauthorized person where the rate of success is just 20%, or an authorized person where the rate of success is 70%? So getting an authorized representative to represent you on your file is like walking into just getting anybody to prescribe medication to you when you're actually ill. Okay, I know if someone is ill, you would rather go to a doctor rather than a plumber. So who would you rather hire? Is it someone who is vast in immigration law and knowledgeable and know what the visa officers are looking for? Or would you rather hire or retain the services of an unauthorized operator? And they can take different forms. You go on YouTube and you see YouTubers making different types of videos, and certain travel agencies who are promising that they can do permanent residence applications, or someone who knows someone who is a friend and they just say, oh, they know how to do immigration. The various benefits of living in Canada. Different people have their reasons for migrating from their home country to Canada. Canada boasts of a lot of things like safe neighborhoods. At least our crime rate is one of the lowest in the world. And when we talk about jobs and the economy, we're always looking for people. We're always looking for skilled workers, skilled trade workers, people who can come into Canada and contribute to the workforce. Our educational system boasts as number one, or one of the top rated across the world. Our healthcare system is very good. Once you become a permanent resident, you'll be given a health card where you can just walk to any hospital or any clinic, and you can use the services of a medical practitioner for free. So our healthcare system is top notch. Transportation system is another benefit of living in Canada. We have a diverse and multicultural system. We're very democratic and inclusive in a lot of ways, as we will see later. And we're technologically advanced. A lot of people, I've had a lot of our past clients, who write to our offices, and especially in this pandemic period, just grateful that they're in Canada in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. So when you talk about multi-transition system, we have one of the best transportation network in the world. So you don't even necessarily have to, like, if you want, you can own your own car, but not everyone have their own car. We do have trains that subways that run major cities in Canada. We have the Uber, the buses, the taxis. In terms of ownership of cars, you can either lease or own a car, and that should be able to move you to, to navigate through the city or whatever province you live. Every year, Canada boasts as a major travel destination. We record more than 600 daily flights. We have about 76 airports. We have about 120 local daily flights. And on a yearly basis, more than 8 million tourists trip into Canada. the pandemic this year has been an exception because of the current pandemic, but on an average, this is what we record as a major travel destination in Canada. So a lot of people that are interested in coming to Canada always pose this question: is Canada affordable? And this slide kind of, give you an idea of the basic things that you can even get when you want to compare what you can get in your home country on a certain currency versus a different dollar amount. So for $60, a lady can get like a bottle of juice. You can see the price tag ascribed to the description of the item, 10 kilogram of rice, which can, practically feed a family. So 20 pieces of chicken you can get for, thank you. So you can get a bottle of milk for $5. We do have African ethnic stores, so don't be afraid that if you come to Canada, you won't be able to take your shito or your ethnic food. We do have a lot of ethnic stores here, so you can still be able to buy things that you normally eat from back home. For $100, a guy can, practically buy any of the clothing. You can see the price tag that's associated to getting a shirt, a wallet, a socks, a winter jacket. In terms of accommodation, there are different models. Like if you want to rent as a student, you can decide to opt for a shared room, and a shared room you can get it for $500. If you want to get a 2-bedroom apartment due to your family size, you can get it at $1,500. Or if you just want to come outrightly to buy a home, we do have different housing models, like the condo or the bedroom house can range from $350,000 to $500,000. This is a summary too of different professionals and what they earn. So medical doctors and registered nurses, which fall under the healthcare stream, depending on your licensing and where you are, it can range from $50,000 to $120,000. Canada is a diverse and multicultural, we have a diverse and multicultural system and society. We engage in different community engagement, the different nonprofit organizations. If you are faith-based, either inclined more to the church or to the mosque, we do have different organizations for that too. Political parties, we do have the liberal and the conservative parties, and they promote different things. Canada is a bilingual country, and so we speak English and French, and that is why for a lot of the immigration streams, it's always geared towards you need to demonstrate your ability to speak either of this language, because they don't want a situation whereby someone comes into this country and they cannot communicate in the official language. So most of the immigration program of key requirements you would have to demonstrate and show proof that you know at least one of the official language. Okay, so Canada immigration programs, there's some programs that get towards the family, while some are get towards if you want to come here to work, or you want to come here to study, or you want to come here to visit. And it depends on what the plans of your family is. There are times where a married couple will say, one person, either the husband or the wife, should come first, while the other takes care of the children. And then once the one that comes to Canada is well settled, they can then bring the rest of the family. Or there's some immigration programs where the whole family can come at once. So under work, we do have like the skilled workers, the trade program, a part of the business immigration stream, the agricultural pilot program, caregiver. There are a lot of programs if you want to come here to work. The temporary foreign workers, Study on a study level, you can come at any level. So if you want to come, if you have kids that want to come here to attend high school, or you want to attend university, postgraduate, undergrad, master's, PhD, they're different. Getting the study visa can help you to come here, study, get that educational degree, and you can use that to transition to become a permanent resident in Canada. Canada speaks as one of the popular tourist destination. Unfortunately, this year we didn't have a lot of tourist visitors because of the pandemic, but we have great cities where people are always interested in visiting when they come here. So what does it take, or why should you use our services at Resettle in Canada? The first point is professional expertise. Not only are we knowledgeable about immigration law, we're competent and we know what we're doing. When it comes to immigration law and citizenship, immigration programs are always changing. And so our staff members are vast in this area, and we're knowledgeable, and we have a lot of years in the industry. We've represented a lot of clients, and that experience has made us competent in this area. When clients sign up with us, they do have an exclusive client-only access that enables them access to the back end of our services. So you will provide tips on, for example, how to ace the IELTS test, the next step in their application. So they do have a exclusively access to that portal. A client that signs up with us we become an advocate for that client, and specifically for that industry, for that file, for that family who wants to make Canada their home. So it's not just a file number, you're actually retaining our services to advocate on your behalf with the government of Canada. And so that brings us to the end of our presentation for today. So thank you everyone for your time, and thank you for at least hearing us out, attending this webinar, taking some time out from your weekend to give us audience and see what we have to present to you if you want to make Canada your home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lydia. That was a ton of information for all of us. I hope most of us were able to write some things down for later pick-up notes. At this juncture, I would like to invite anyone who'd want any clarity or any more information on a particular issue. Anyone? For those who came in late, I have a little issue with my camera, so pardon me for that. So we're still waiting for any feedback from members of this webinar. Okay, so if there's no feedback from us, would want to further inform us that there'll be a link that'll be put on the chat session, and more information can be got from there. So we have a discount for members of this webinar, and on a normal session. Hello, Samuel.
Yeah, Kalina. Yeah.
Hello, I can hear you, Samuel. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, two quick questions. One,
that's great.
Must you write the IL before you sign on to your program?
So the question was, must you write the IL?
I think Lydia would go into that for us.
Then let me give you the second question. I don't think I heard anything about your charges. Currently, I think there are some people in Canada, a particular group in Canada, organization writing to me. We got to a stage where they were demanding that I made some upfront payments before they go ahead with the next stage of the process. I didn't hear you talk about anything like that. Honestly, I wasn't comfortable with the payment systems they were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just would
Samuel,
want to
are
find
you
out.
done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, so if I heard very well, the first question talked about the IELTS test.
Yeah.
That's a general question. Now, there are a lot of immigration programs, so it depends on the immigration stream that you're coming through, right? A lot of them, you need to write the IELTS test. I have the profile in front of me so that I can advise on the immigration pathway for you, or if you're going to write the IELTS test or not. The second question that talked about the fee payments to the group that you are working with, I cannot speak to the process and the way they do things, but at Resettle in Canada, today we're providing a free session. For those that want to proceed on their file, the next stage will be a consultation session, and I would leave it to either Paul or Selena to explain about that consultation session. But after that consultation session, the next stage will be where you've decided to use our services, to help you prepare your application and be your representative to submit to the government of Canada. So when you get to that stage, we will draft a service agreement and send to you. You will sign and you will send it to us back. At that stage, a fee will be required, to open up your file and start your application. When you talked about fees, the respective fees, like I said, there are over 80 immigration programs to come to Canada. I will not be able to break it down and list all the fees that are for each program. And again, it depends on the composition of your family, right? The fee for a single person would differ from, if you have a large family size. So that's all I can say regarding that topic.
Thank you so much, Lilia, for the session. And thank you, Samuel, for asking the question. This is Paul speaking. I would just like to put a little bit into some of the questions you asked. One of them, the first one, which is, do you have to write an English test, or do you have to do some certain things? If the program that you're applying for requires that, yes, you would have to, but you don't have to engage us after you write the exam. The earliest you engage us, the better, so that we're working together as a team. The job or the responsibility of Resettle in Canada is to start with you at the very early stage, not when you've done some things or you've gotten to a certain level. So you don't have to write an exam. You don't have to even know anything. You don't have to have a good understanding when you engage and start, working with Resettle in Canada, or rather Resettle in Canada working for you. So you don't have to have done anything, So the process will be, the journey will start from beginning to the end. Then the second question you asked, which was about money. This session is a complimentary session. However, every service we provide is a paid session, meaning beyond eligibility. When you want to know if you're eligible, you fill up a form, which I believe Selena will be sharing just now. You fill up a form. When you fill up, or if you go to the link, there's a link that's been shared on the notes. If you click that link, you'll see all these links. You see you can navigate a link there to be able to request eligibility. That one, we don't charge for that. We can give you like an eligibility information through email when you fill up the form. However, to move ahead, you need to pay for a private session. For instance, we don't tolerate people bringing their personal information to a session like this because your personal information should be kept to yourself. So you have to bring your personal information, maybe your job, you're married, what you want to do, all those kind of things. You have to take it to a private session. So that session will be, that session is usually $200. However, if you're participating in this session and you want to go ahead to go through the eligibility, then have a private one-on-one, you get a 50% discount off that if you do that within the next 14 days. So that's an exception. Then when you're asking about prices, yes, different programs and different things that you need, we have different prices. Once you do the eligibility session and we tell you if you're eligible, which you don't pay for that, there's a link we'll send to you. That link will tell you how to prepare for the session, and the link will give you some examples of the prizes. So we don't have all the prizes, but to give you some examples of the prizes, some will be in the maybe 1,000 something, some will be 2,000 something. So it depends on the program or what you're doing, and some may even be much than that. Depends on what you're doing. Yeah. So, Mr. Samuel, does that answer your question? At least two people have put some energy into your question. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, you mentioned dollars. Are you talking about Canadian dollars or USD?
US dollars.
Okay.
If you're in Canada, you pay us in Canadian dollars. Anybody overseas, different countries, we deal with US dollars if you're out of the country.
Okay. But once you are notified that you are eligible, from then onwards, how certain is it, and how fast will the process be? What would the duration from there be?
Those things will be answered during your session, because when you say, once you're told that you're eligible only says you will come and discuss. You may be eligible to more than one program. You may be eligible to 3 programs, right? So even if you're eligible, what you're eligible for may not even interest you, right? So until you have a session, during that session is when those things will be streamlined. And during that session, you'll be told, oh, this particular program is good for you, or it's going to work, and maybe you like it and it makes sense. And you say, oh, but this program takes 1 year or 6 months or 18 months. But even though it says the program takes 18 months, it may take 2 years or 3 years, because even you may not bring your documents. When you're told, go and bring this, go and bring this, go and bring this, you may say, oh, I'll bring it tomorrow. It may take you 2 months, 3 months to bring those things. Or it may not even be your fault. You may go to your school to get your transcript, and maybe you think it's going to be 1 month. It may take 4 months. So there are many things that is not just 100% to say, oh, how many days is it going to take? Because, I mean, for instance, there's coronavirus, which is a global disaster going on right now. So some things will delay more than it would have in previous years. So the timing will be unique to the person, and it will be unique to the program that you're doing.
Okay.
So even if you go to the government website now, or you go to even our website, any program, anything, so this program is 12 months. These things were put there before the coronavirus. They've not been adjusted because nobody knows what kind of adjustments to do based on the president, but it doesn't mean it's not still going to be 12 months. It's still going to be 12 months, but subject to things we don't have control over. If they say there is no plane flying again for the next 2 months, everybody's just going to add 2 months to what they're doing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but beyond that, nothing has changed in terms of the timing, but apart from forces and things we all don't have control over. So thank you very much. Please, does anyone else have any question? That was a very good question by Mr. Samuel. Does anyone have any question or comment or feedback as we're going to be ending this session in the next few minutes? So before I hand over back to Selena, I just want to thank everyone for taking out time to be here this very busy Saturday. I also want to thank Lilia for, giving us so much clarity for the presentation. To be honest, even I picked up one or two things I wasn't even aware of in the past. So thank you so much for that. I also want to remind us that while this session may have talked more of, being you want to come with your family, sometimes you don't even have to come. This can be something you want to invest into your son or into your daughter or into your cousin or your brother. It may be someone that you think needs it, that you want to help, or even you don't want to help them, but you just want to tell them, this thing is good for you or something. I personally, I've been here just over 20 years. The first person I personally helped to come to Canada, I didn't even help them myself. I was just in the church. I was in the church choir, and I just got the information, and I just called my friend and said, oh, I heard about this program that's going to, and he even told me he didn't want to come to Canada. And I started begging him, this is a long time ago. I started begging him that, oh, it's a good thing, and, this is a long time ago. He has moved to Canada a long time ago. So sometimes information is not just for you. It may be for somebody else that that may benefit from it. So thank you so much. I'll hand over back to Selena. I want to thank Ezekiel. Thank you so much for contributing to facilitate this session. It's an honor. I hope it was worth your time as well. Maybe we should hear from you briefly. Yes,
definitely. Yeah, I'm happy to see quite a handful of people. This information was actually very brief. It didn't take too much time, but the message, the delivery had so much salient points, and without this, you will see that people would make so many mistakes. They go and make some quacks, and at the end, they may even lose money. But you have even given us a website where we can easily be able to find out those who can be authentic, how to be able to authenticate somebody who is a legitimate consultant or who is just somebody who is going to defraud you. So the session has been very, very, very informative. But I wish we could do this maybe another time. We could schedule another time so that more people could also benefit, because I think that there was so much good information here that a lot of people can benefit, and I would be happy we could do this some other time again.
Thank you, Mr. Ezekiel. We would consider that maybe in the new year. We all hope it's a different year from 2020. No more pandemic and all these things. So we hope to have a better year, and hopefully, with that in place, we'll be able to do. We'll be able to have maybe much better sessions in the new year. I would like to thank. I think Selena just went out. I don't know. Maybe a connection went off. I would like to thank her because she has been with us for, I think, about 2 years now. She has, through her, we've been able to get a lot done. She's a very, 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 very honorable woman. She has invested a lot into this process, especially she wants to help people. She's very involved even in a non-profit that I'm also involved with, which is about helping people as well. So I'd like to thank everyone for taking out time. And please, if you have any information, you can go to Resettle in Canada the link has been provided here. But even if you can't use this link, I just go directly to Resettle in Canada. You can contact us through there, or you can just fill up the eligibility form, and then we just take it from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Do you want to have the last word, Lilia, before we go?
Sure. So thank you, everyone, for your time. And if we don't get to speak again, I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2021. And hopefully I'll be seeing some of you or Resettle in Canada will be seeing some of you during consultation session or trying to help you to fulfill your immigration dream. So thank you.